Hello. I recognize that there are several different ways you can view these hallway journeys that I've been talking about. One of them would be that each floor is represents your life, and the doors are the different seasons or stopovers. But in case I haven't made it clear by now, I view our apartment building more like my life journey holistically, and each floor, each hallway is a season of my life within that journey. So some seasons are happier, some are sadder, some are more difficult, some are more exciting, some are more lonesome or maybe confusing. We know the drill. And if you're a Jesus follower, the hope is that we will have a peace through all of those seasons, through all things. And in this particular season, I am choosing to try to be more aware and more intentional about trusting God and His plan over mine, even when I don't understand, knowing that that in and of itself will bring peace into my life. So I'm in a season that is a good season. It's an expected season. It's a natural season. It's one I knew I was going to enter at some point in my life. I could see it coming, but it's actually been a really hard season for me. Some days I would just prefer to go back to an earlier season. Some days, even though I don't want to miss anything in life and I don't want to miss anything that God has for me, sometimes there are days when I just would like to be out of the season. I don't want to say end it. I would like to be out of the season that I'm in. I'd like to have clarity and understanding and just know why things are happening a certain way or just have the resolution to where they finish up the way I'd like them to, and then I can move to the next season. That maybe miraculously I would understand everything God was doing in that season and just have perfect clarity in all of it. But alas, I know I can't go back, and I know I'm not going to always understand everything that He's got planned for me and that we're going through. So in light of these feelings, today I'm talking about the exits. So on my walks, my hallway hikes, I know that my plan is to walk all the way down a floor and all the way back before I change floors. Now, I usually have already decided how long I'm going to walk. So most of the time I know based on what I've already done that day, step-wise and exercise-wise, and what I have left for the day, I kind of know roughly how many steps I would really want to get into for my walk. So I kind of know, okay, I'm going to walk 2 floors or 4 floors or whatever that is. So I kind of have it in my head, that's what's for today. And then I go on my walk. But as I've told you guys, at each end of the hallway, no matter which floor you're on, there are exit doors that go into a stairwell that go up and down to the other floors. And in the middle of all of them, there's a consistent elevator room, thankfully, because I don't live on the first floor. And I do live here. So thankfully there's elevators and there's an elevator room. On the 2 longer floors, that elevator room is still there, and that's about 10 doors off of the exit, the natural exit at the end of the hallway on that floor. But on the longer floors, about the same distance on the other end of the floor is another elevator room. And then between the elevator rooms, there's an extra exit door that goes to the staircases and, goes up and down. So many days when I take my hallway walk, no matter what I've already decided I'm going to do, sometimes I just don't feel like doing it, right? We all have those days. I have something else I'd rather do. I have something else. For me, a lot of times it's something comes into my brain, actually like when I start the walks. And so then I get all excited and I want to go write something down or type it in or go work on a piece of art because I'm all of a sudden inspired. And it's very tempting to take the quicker route, end the walk for that day, and get back to my apartment. I have all these exit doors I could take. I have these elevators I could take that would actually make my path really smooth to take the elevator down. But sometimes I'm just tired or I have those other things I want to do, and I could easily cut that walk short. But if I'm talking about this hallway hike being my, season of life, if I try to cut that season short, what am I going to miss? What about the bigger picture? What about the picture that God has set out there? What about my journey of becoming all that God created me to be? What would I miss out if I take the quicker journey or the easier one? And if I do change the course before God tells me to do so, am I really trusting Him? So if I'm trusting God, and I'm, again, claiming to be a Jesus follower, then I need to learn to trust and obey, even when I don't understand, even when I can't see where He's taking me, even when I don't understand why I'm still left in this season, even when I'm tired, when I have other plans, or I just flat run out of patience. God knows why I'm in this season. He knows my struggles. He knows my victories. And if He's leaving me here for whatever reason, I have got to learn how to trust Him and His plan. It may be tempting to prematurely exit the season, to find a way out or make a way out. It may be tempting to deny what's going on or ignore or look for distractions, fabricate something new, any number of things. Maybe I just want to control the situation. Maybe we've made these plans and I just want to see them carried out. So maybe I want to take that early exit, or maybe I want to take the elevator instead of just finishing the floor and heading to the next season when God says it's time. So Jeremiah 10:23 in the New Life Version, which I've used this verse before in a different version, says, "O Lord, I know that a man's way is not known by himself. It is not in a man to lead his own steps." And Psalm 73:23 and 24 says, "Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory." And another familiar one, Isaiah 55:8 and 9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." We recognize that He can use all things, even if it's not in the way we expected. He has promised to guide us if we seek Him. And when we don't understand, we can still trust Him because His ways are higher than ours. My prayer for us to continue to seek Him first continues today. And I pray today that we sincerely, genuinely look to Him to hold us by the right hand and guide us with His counsel, that we recognize His purpose for something may not be clear. We may not understand it. His reasons for leaving us in a season longer than we may want might be hard to understand, but that we also recognize His ways are higher than our ways, and He has reasons for allowing us to stay in that season. And on those days when we wish we could cut the season short, find a quicker route out or maybe a smoother route and take those elevators and those extra exit doors, I pray that we have the wisdom to see those temptations ahead, that the temptation to jump ship is there, but we see it ahead. And then that we have the strength to avoid those temptations of those exit doors and those elevators, and that we have the courage to simply stay the course, stay on the journey of becoming who God created us to be, and stay on the journey of all things. Thanks for being on this journey with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day.